Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Meditation with Francis. In this section, we are going to discuss the difference between meditation and yoga. What is the difference? There are many people who have a perception and a belief that meditation is like a religion and also yoga, neither of which is true. They're both a practice. One is a practice to balance the equilibrium of the body, which is yoga, and the other one is a practice to balance our thoughts and our mind, which is meditation. It is also a form of mental freedom, a freedom that we can acquire through continual practice of meditation. In order to understand the nature of both, we have to understand the nature of the universe as much as the nature of life in general, including ourselves. Why do we think the way we do? How do we balance our thoughts with the inner and outer world, mentally as well as the physical world around us? Both of which practices, meditation and yoga, help us do. Both of them. First of all, many people ask, what is the purpose of meditation? It is to free the mind from the constant thinking, for the constant flow of thoughts that we have on a daily basis when we're busy, when we're doing things, when we have a program, when we preoccupy ourselves with things of the past and even the present and the future as well. We improve not only our well being, our mental status, but also our health through meditation because we're able to deal with the outer world and our own mind in a better way than before through practice. It transforms our lives. It changes our perception about people, things, and experiences as well as the outside world. For example, there is a myth in religion that we have an enemy, that there is an enemy outside of us that contradicts our belief, our purpose, our dreams, our thoughts, everything. But in reality, that enemy only exists if we, as individuals, give the enemy the power to excel over us. Let me give you one good example. Let's say somebody comes to me and try to disrupt my peace, tries to belittle me or do something that is unnecessary, disrespect me, be ugly, bully me, or put me down, whatever the circumstances may be. And I allow that circumstance and that individual to take the power to make me react outside the self, the inner being, the who I am. If I get angry, I react, I retaliate, I develop hate, resentment, and all kinds of emotional animosity. That tells me that internally I'm not balanced, that perhaps the way I should see the situation and the individual is nothing more than a need for that soul, which is in a journey just like mine, to be able to find itself. And in that trajectory, this soul will represent many different aspects of the present well being and balance of that soul or that person in the moment. Only when I give that individual that power to excel over me can any reaction outside of me have an impact on my mind, my well being, my spirit, my way of thinking, even my purpose here in life. I do have a saying as far as that is concerned, and it is that we're all here in this universe, in this present moment, on a journey of our own trajectory. And we're all trying to get to the end of that journey, which is perhaps enlightenment and reflection of our inner soul. As far as yoga is concerned, when we do yoga, it's a way of balancing the body and building its strength within our physical well-being to match the mental well-being as well. Because when we do yoga, we also balance our mental well-being and more peaceful state of mind, a more relaxed body, a body that can extend beyond the present strength and power of itself and extend to build endurance, to withstand, to get stronger with our inner and outer world as well. Both. To understand nature is almost impossible because nature transcends and nature changes. And the purpose of both meditation and yoga is to be able to understand nature as well as the universe, or perhaps the inner self, since we are connected to that which created us. Nature is difficult because it changes. And in another aspect, we can say that with the photons, the protons, the electrons, and the neutrons, also the universe changes. Because if energy increases or reduces depending upon the circumstances of the emerging of all of these elements, then that which we call empty space, which we consider here part of our nature, but in the universe is part of the universe, also changes. It may increase or decrease in energy and force, in gravity, in light. So, like the universe, us human beings have to be balanced and everything has to be in complete harmony. This is why they say that some of that energy goes into empty space and then increases to build that more, meaning it's constantly fluctuating. But in the end, it creates a balance with itself. It stays afloat at one level. And that can be the nature of some of the planets. But perhaps excluding the sun, which tends to have energy in and out and confronts with other particles or planets and changes in frequency. It doesn't matter how intelligent and intuitive one is. The difficulty in understanding the nature of us and the universe never ends because we are constantly seeking to improve, to change, to become better, to understand, to create balance, to create harmony, and to become the best that we can in order to continue to transcend from one dimension of this life onto the other and evolve eventually to a peaceful and harmonious well being. The soul, the I am, the person, but that includes everything around us and everything in us. I wanted to make this comparison between nature, the universe, us, our balancing, the difference between how yoga can help us improve the agility of the body versus how meditation can help us balance the harmonious thinking in the mind and keep us in a good state of well-being, a good spiritual state, and finally be able to control our thoughts, our environment, and anything that comes our way to disrupt our mental harmonies. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure as usual. This is Francis Meehan from A Journey into